Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Dovetail Games Train Sim World 3. Oh yes, the latest in Dovetail Games' Train Sim Saga. Finally in front of us today. I must admit a little bit behind because I've just come back from holiday. But yes, very excited to finally get on the go on this channel. So, this sim features... Bear with me. This sim features 1 new route, 2 expansions, and holiday features and weather fancies. There's a few things that's kind of just been built up from Train Sim World 2 to kind of bring it to the next level of Train Sim World, which is now Train Sim World 3. That as well as the usual kind of Dovetail Games, what do you call it, the kind of the Unreal upgrades, a few there's a bit in the background as well, quite a bit in the background they've upgraded it, but certainly quite excited to show this one to you today. So Train Sim World 3, this features the 85-mile long Cajon Pass in America, the 186-kilometer Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg run in Germany, ICE, and of course the Class 395 Javelin along 89 miles of the Southeastern High Speed network. Greatly expanded, now featuring routes as far as Dartford, as well as Ashford on the south. So, chance to have a look at all of that. Yeah, there's a bit of an echo, fair enough. Yeah, so quite a bit to look at today. Very excited for it. Yeah, let's get straight into it. Also, the new training centre, which I absolutely adore with Train Sim World. So this is essentially a open world bit where you can just go on all the trains, muck about, have a bit of fun. Like I say, there's a lot to be excited for Train Sim World 3. A lot of the base still from Train Sim World 2, so of course there's going to be some continuity to the previous versions. Any DLC you already own in previous sim is free of charge included. So for example, if I go to, say to the trains, let's have a look. I look at, so pick a route. So you can see all the routes I already own and have installed are here available to download straight away. So quite a few routes now. Slowly the world appearing in Train Sim World. And of course Train Centre, which we'll have a chance to look at in a bit as well. But first things first, we've got to do it. We're going to have a look at the Southeastern High Speed. So let's do a timetabled run. Let's do it, of course, in the class... Yeah, oh god, that's going to be quite something. The NMS Jubilee. Class... not 375. I like 395. I prefer the 465, that's my favourite train in the UK, but it has to be the 395 Javelin. Of course, we have got the different liveries for it as well, which I probably should remove because I'm going to have to run a Great Western train on this route. But hey ho, we'll do a run from Palit International through to the new terminal, which is Ashford. So you have London Faversham, which goes via Ashford International. Nope, I'm getting the wrong way around, am I? God, I should know this. I really should know this. London, St Pancras, through to Stratford, through to Ebbsfleet International, and then on to Ashford. Yes, Ashford International is the new expansion that this route includes. So doing an M35 service, nice midday. Let's get ourselves started. Dynamic weather, so that's fine. Let's give it a go, shall we? Not yet, it's how you're doing. 29 quid for DLC routes, nah, what a scam. So, we'll talk about the pricing, we'll talk about the structure that Dovetail Games have gone with Train Sim World 3, because there has been a bit of, I guess, controversy around how they've done this. But, there's a bit for us to talk about, there is quite a bit for us to talk about. But, well, I'll get ourselves a sim first, let's get ourselves go in probably one of my favourite trains. Well, I'll say I've got 3 Hornby trains, I've actually got 4. I've got 4 Hornby trains, well, 3 Hornby trains and also a Roco unit. I've got the Class 305 Javelin, the Class 465 Southeastern Networker. Have also got a Eurostar Class E300s, and also a Roco Finnish Class VR, which is probably my favourite of all time. Right, so the 1 Lima 28 service, Pancras International to Pancras International. So this will be a rounded service that starts and ends at London, and will go as far as Ashford International. Now this is a train I'm sure I can definitely remember how to drive. Master key goes in, reverse to forward, set the channel to a roll link, and confirm that with the circuit breakers. Unlock doors on the right hand sides. These displays will then show the platform. Let's pull out and have a look at St Pancras. So we're actually we're on the train boat today. Very nice. So just ignore the fact we've also got Great Western Railways. Class 800 here, that shouldn't be here. But yeah, so next time I'll probably just remember to remove the flipping other trains I've created in the sim, just sitting there. But yeah, there you go. Class 305 Javelin, Class 305 Javelin with the train bow 305012. Departure is in approximately 1 minute and 10 seconds, so we've got a little bit of time to go before we go. Best cereal, Shreddies. I'll go wrong with a bowl of Shreddies. The passengers have been revamped, so you've got new outfits, new faces, new styles, backward caps because you know he's cool. Things maybe a bit, yeah. Sorry, dude. That was maybe in the 80s, not these days. But just again, just kind of overall upgrades to the sim, keep things running on. Busman's holiday for you. Oh yes, Shears. I finished a shift at work today on the railways. I've come home to play with some more trains, just the way you like it. Right, so we'll close the doors. So close the doors. Close 30 seconds before departure. I don't think quite as well. I'm technically not incorrect. So yeah, the train would unofficially terminate at Sandwich, but the driver would then run service all the way around by Sandwich through Chatham and also lines through Faversham, and then back up to International. So, turn forward, that's all set, that's all set. AWS can turn on, it's on the CTRL link, and with that, we can now depart. What lines Trains to World 3 have? So, it comes with 3 routes initially, well actually 4 routes if you go for the premium pack. So, you've got the Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg for IT Germany, the Cajon Pass for America, and Southeastern High Speed for the UK. My Twitch also points to the right game. So now passing out to Paris International. Okay, just got 3 set. That's Twitch now correct. Cool. Yes, so, initial departure. At the moment, you can see we're running in kilometers an hour, not miles per hour. So, with the Southeast High Speed run, because these are running on the Euro train control, ETCS, this means that we're running to kilometer standards, and then once we just move over to the, yeah, ignore the Great Western train up there. Once we run over to the slow lines, so the standard British rail, we're going to move up to miles per hour as we switch over from Channel Tower Rail Link over to standard DC third rail. AC overhead, DC third rail. Right, up to 50 miles per hour. Kilometers per hour, even. I will say the lighting, not too bad in this. A bit bright in some areas in my opinion, but not bad. Yes, so Underground is available. If you own the Bakerloo line in Train to World 2, you get it for free in Train to World 3. So you don't actually lose out anything you already own. It just kind of, again, it builds on what you already own. Would be good if the headlights on. Hang on, cab light on, so actually what I'm doing. Bear with me 2 seconds. Now moving over to the Euro control, so I'm actually bring that to 8 miles per hour again, kilometers per hour. There you go, up to 200. Right, headlights, headlights, headlights. They are over here. Right, so that's to not tail, but they're running. And also on the reading light to get some basic lights in the cab as well. Perfect. So if I remember, the onboard signalling speed control that goes in steps of so 225 is the limit, 200, 170, 150. And then 100. Again, the more I drive this, the more I get back to the flow of things. And then it also has the nicety way if the emergency brakes, you can release them mid-run. You now have to bring the train to a halt in order to reset itself and go again. So, let us carry on. Next station is Stratford International. Or if you go for the full service pattern, that's form 14 for the 11:37 Southeastern service to Sandwich, calling at Stratford International, Edsfleet International, Ashford International, and I have no idea where it goes from there. We have the train line later and have a look what route it goes on. Right, so 225 is the speed limit, although it is flashing, which means I'm going to have to slow the train down very shortly. Start flash from 225 to 200. You don't necessarily have to slow down until the thing ticks over, so you can now smash 200 by doing over 200, but it doesn't necessarily penalise us for it, because that's actually the speed that we need to be matching. So bring speed down to 200. So line speed again, line speed stays at 225, but in signalling speed will change depending on the speed requirements of our routes. So now 160 flashing, moving the train down to 160 miles per hour. and just slowly, step by step, bring it down to the required speeds for the different runs. And again, that's one of the niceties of having in-cab signalling. You know, it tells you pretty much. Ooh, there we go. Way too fast. Let's actually let your brake just get into there. Great show, Drawyah. Yeah, so how much brakes just get into play there. Wait for the pressure to hit 5. Eventually, should be able to release that. There we go. There we go. Release some emoji brakes. And get going from there. Fortunately, just outside of Ashford International. Alright, 100 miles per hour in cab limits. Nice piece of 225. I don't necessarily go too fast now as we're trying to a halt. Welcome, Jack. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to chat. How you doing, dude? Had a bash some Game Pass, quite relaxing. Yeah, so if you own Xbox Game Pass, then Train Sim World 3 is included in that free of charge. So if you have to go yourself and you run Xbox Game Pass on either Xbox or PC, then go for it. It's all there, all yours to enjoy. At some point soon, I hope to be doing a good giveaway as well with a couple of copies of Train Sim World. So that'll be something we'll do in the next couple of days. Right, hit the brakes, slow ourselves to a halt. Bringing this a little bit faster than I would like, but it's not the end of the world. Down to 40 miles per hour. We're running a 12 car set, I think, running 2 6 cars combined, so yeah, 12 car sets. Oh, actually, maybe running a 6. Let me just check that in 2 seconds. Train stops, doors released. We are running a. Yeah, don't mind me. Running a 6 car service, which is the standard single unit for Javelin. You can see with what. Well, with the weather got announced for what 7th of September. Clear skies, but certainly a bit chilly. Perhaps we'll have jackets on, coats, and just a bit more bulky. If you said it's in the middle of, say, July, with 30 degrees of temperature, there'll be less jackets and hats, more t-shirts and vests. So, passenger a bit more dynamic now to their weathers and surroundings. It's just a case of, again, small things, just to make the sim feel a bit more lifelike. And, yeah. We are running the train though, so I guess it's all part of the sim. Right, we'll lock the right hand side doors. So it's straight off the bat, be 100 kilometers per hour, and then from there, as soon as back in the tunnel, back up to 225. Right, so now rejoining the high speed lines. Essentially, you've got. I'll show you the platform layout at Stratford as well. So you've got 3 lines of platforms. You've got the now disused outer platforms at both ends. The middle platform is for passing Eurostar trains, then stop here, and then you've got the inbound inner lines for the inbound stopping platforms. Essentially, the outer platforms were used quite extensively during the Olympics, when you had several trains running as a shuttle between here and London pretty much every 10-15 minutes. But with little use for that anymore, those platforms have now been taken out of service. They can, however, be turned back on and reused in the case of maintenance. For example, if they're rebuilding the centre platform or doing repairs or track replacement, then they can essentially keep running a service without any disruption by moving over to the outer platforms and use those instead. So as a result, there's now a bit more room for backup if required at any points at Stratford. So back to full throttle. Line speed is now 225. Next station for us will be AMD International. Now, with the original Train Sim World 2, the only platform we did at AMD was the northerly platforms, which ran out to the slow lines. With the extension down to Ashford, you can now use the southerly platforms and run all the way into well, runs to essentially the Eurostar, the international bit, which does get some service, not particularly often, but you get a few Eurostar trains that stop at Ebbsfleet and Ashford. I don't think I've been on an Ebbsfleet stop before. I have definitely been on an Ashford stopper with Eurostar in the past. In fact, I think it was the very first time I used Eurostar. Stops at Ashford on the way. Same with Lyon, over the Paris side. You get some Eurostar trains that stop at Lyon, others that do not. Although the French side of doing it with the stopping at Lyon, I believe they do actually sell that as a standard ticket. So you actually buy a ticket from Paris Gare du Nord to Lyon, and then rides the Eurostar service as a result, which has led to a few naughties in the past. And actually, there was an article about it a couple of years ago where someone bought a ticket like that and ended up in the UK. But I think as a result of that, they now put a bit more security around the Eurostar services, because technically they should be able to do that. But yeah, so as from the HS1 side of things, this is the UK high speed bit. This is the fastest track in the UK, up to 140 miles per hour, 225 kilometers per hour, and domestically run by Southeastern and their Class 305 Javelins. At this point, as we exit around, yeah, I can't exactly remember where we exit around the north side, but we run along the C2C tracks. So those are trains that run into Southend Central. Eventually, we then cross the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge on the northern side of the river, head into the tunnel underneath, and up on the south side of the river. That leads us into Ebbsfleet, where trains then running on the slow lines and then go via Gravesend, so through into Gravesend, and then run around through to, in this case, Faversham. On the route we're taking, we're going to continue through Ebbsfleet into Ashford, and that runs us about halfway down towards Dover, where these trains then divert onto slow lines. Eurostar continue on through to the Channel Tunnel. So now leaving the tunnel. Again, a lot of scenery improvements on this side as well. So if you remember when Southeastern first released Entrance Mod 2, initially there were no fences here, which people were saying, no, we want fences here, it's unrealistic without them. Then I guess Dovetail went a bit too far with the fences and just made everything kind of white sheet metal everywhere. This, much better now. Proper chain link fencing, not excessive, and actually doesn't look too bad. Sandwich. So the train on this occasion will essentially terminate a sandwich, but unfortunately the train mod doesn't quite feature that that length of route. But yeah, this train would officially stop at Sandwich, yes. Been through Sandwich. Never got off at Sandwich. Maybe I will do it at some point. Head to Sandwich, buy a sandwich. It's got 8 miles to Ebbsfleet. That again, like I said, that's C2C tracks, not Southeastern's slow lines. So at this point, we're north of the river, not south. Where do we go? Very short sleeve, should be able to spot the QE2 bridge in distance. Pass underneath that, enter the tunnel, and then cross the River Thames. Gary, how are you doing today? Welcome to the channel, once chat, and today, dude. Yeah, don't forget, dude, I do work on trains. This is a busman's holiday for me. I work on trains, I go home, I play on trains. To be fair, I probably know how to start one of these up a bit better than a Boeing 737. How are you doing this evening? Hope you're keeping alright. So what I'm doing right now is just monitoring the train speed and the onboard in-cab signalling. Essentially, when that starts flashing, start slowing down based on what the signal is telling me to do. So yeah, where's Antonio then? This is more his speed. Look at the mound over there. I recognise that, my travels. In terms of frame rate, running a solid 60 FPS at the moment, so top right there you can see the frame rate. This is running at 4K, so actually not too bad that. Train past on the other side, again from the fastest Great Western, and there's a few carriages. You're tired, well, it's hectic, I can imagine, certainly imagine. But hey, as long as you eventually get me that Yankee Alpha, we're all good. Although, again, flew Ryanair the other day from the Jeshov to Stansted. I mean, I know you know your 737s. What can possibly go wrong when the ground power unit is disconnected during the middle of a setup? Because I can imagine for the pilot, everything reset. The RS went out of alignment, the FMS just reset. I can imagine that was not a good thing for him. So that's the Q2 bridge now passing underneath. I did hear a beep there, so speed is slow. It's telling me now to start slowing down in preparation for the next station. So yeah, been trained out to about 200 miles per hour now. Kilometers per hour. And so flying Ryanair the other day. Got on board the aeroplane. All of a sudden, phew, aircraft goes black, apart from the emergency lights left in place. And you get the pilots sheepishly on the PA. We apologise for that. We've had our ground power unit disconnected without our permission, and I must admit, I had a little bit of chuckle at that. But for the poor pilots, that was probably a long process in just reprogramming the entire aircraft on their 6th leg of the day. RS doesn't reset, RS battery is dead, but it also mentioned issues with the system's FMC. That was a big error, I can imagine. Down to 130. And then continue further down to 100. About a mile off left seat now. To be fair, 4 credits to Javelin as well. We did actually depart 3 minutes ahead of schedule as well. Boarding was very quick, like boom, boom, boom. Doors are closed 20 minutes for scheduled departure time. Then the power cut off, and then had to get everything set up again for the departs. And then got to Stansted Airport, and of course, everyone's favourite thing of Stansted is the well, it's an alright airport, Stansted. The infrastructure around it, terrible. The M11 is just a never-ending construction site. Always roadworks, always being rebuilt. What's normally a... hang on, I guess forward again. What's normally a journey that lasts about an hour and 10 minutes from the airport to home. It took 3.5 hours. Yeah, actually going a bit too fast now. I missed the 6 high marker. I might make it 12. Hello Drawyah, try Explain 12. I've heard very mixed reviews about Explain 12, Diego. Very mixed review. In fact, that Gary, I'll let you go to bed, but I'm genuinely interested. Have you tried Explain 12? What's your opinion on it? Because I've heard very, very mixed responses. Some say it's pretty good, others say that it probably could and should have been a bit more than what it was. Something with the world generation. The world doesn't look particularly grand at the moment. So yeah, the answer is we'll give it a go at some point soon. But yeah, I'll probably wait a little bit for it to mature before I do move into Explain 12. CLC mentioned, yes, there are a few. Yeah. The thing with Trends and Worlds, certainly Trends 12.3, a lot of the older routes, especially like this one, will have a lot coming from Trends and World 2. There's definitely what needs to be done with it. But again, it really is a case of living in hope that Dovetail can make the transition and actually push more into Trends World 3. They've done a lot of good, starting with the lighting, the weather, and so we'll go for like a wet, rainy route next. We'll do a Dartford service. So the weather engine is fantastic again. The snow's fantastic. The rain looks really good. That's really, really well done. But there's a bit more in the way of physics in the running engine that needs to be a bit more tweaking required to get it really to where it needs to be. The training centre is fantastic. So again, we'll go through a bit of that later on. The training centre is fantastic. Welcome there, Birmingham Model. How are you doing? Well, Alfie. Yeah, there's things they've done right. There's things that need changing, but hopefully it's one of the things that we can sit here and hope that Dovetail will push a bit more towards. Like I say, even the lighting looks pretty good. Probably the best lighting out of all the train sim so far. In fact, the world environment looks pretty good for the most part. Would like a bit more tweaking and perhaps make it a little less bright, but there is work that needs to be done, but it's not. I'm not enjoying it, to put it that way. You've seen it, looks similar, seen the Skynet review. There's more to the aircraft. More the weather clouds are really good. Ground effects and weather are disappointing. Again, weather's nothing to explain. Weather needs a whole revamp. And to be fair, when it comes to ground data, I mean, X-Plane uses ortho for its ground and like ground sceneries, roads, and tile generation. Problem is, they've not updated it since the end of X-Plane 9, and so that needs a bit of a kick. Just get again. Download the latest ortho, not ortho. OpenStream update. Sorry, yeah. Download the latest OpenStream data. Run through that and then push it out. This was new, but yeah, the size of the world needs a lot of work. I've heard praise about the aeroplanes. I've heard praise from the sound. The sound in this apparently is really good as well. X-Plane 12 sound by far the best. But while they focused on the aeroplanes, they have let the world kind of die off quite a bit. Apart from nice 3D trees, which actually do sway in the wind, quite nice. Not too bad, dude. I'm pretty good myself. So I've just finished work, got myself home, had a few chats with mates, and now enjoying a bit of Train Sim World in the evening. When I finish, I'll go to bed, wake up tomorrow, and go back to work on the trains. Here's a little detail for you. So, notice the pantographs in the UK and in most places, they're not in a straight line, rather they zigzag. They go left and right, left and right, left and right. I've chosen a great time to show that because, of course, we hit junction echo. They go left, right, left, right, left, right. So if we move over to the raised pantograph at the rear of the train, you can see that instead of sitting in one place, it moves across the entire bar, left and right, left and right, left and right. Also drops with the still as well. Essentially, all that's doing is minimising the wear of the cable and minimising the wear of the actual metal contacts bar, so that to kind of last as long as possible without essentially just leaving a massive groove in the middle at trains at high speed. So it just kind of, yeah, it shares the wear. It keeps showing it, it keeps the pantograph running for a longer use case of life. But yeah, you can sort of see that work. When the cable drops, the pantograph drop with it. That kind of sits in balance. It's a small little detail, but that's actually pretty good. Same for the carriage and buckling joints as well. Okay, not a great train to show because it's all pretty static in this. If I went over to the, if I went to any loco haul train, probably a really good place to show it. Again, cable linkages, they do bounce, they do shake, they move around. Same for the gangways as well. If I went for a slightly less stable train, because the 395 Javelin, one thing at its high speed is the fact that it's a really stable, heavy train. If I went for possibly even a networker, that's quite a bit of a bouncy little thing. We'll show you more of that later on. Captain Hawk, how you doing? Well, channel, want to chat. JBH, you want to get into train sim, but routes would seem so short. Wish you could do 4 routes from Paddington to Penzance or King's Cross in Inverness. Train Simulator, the original sim, have got routes that do last pretty long. And there are also that kind of combo packs as well. So, for example, I believe there is a London to King's Cross to Edinburgh, which you need to have length of. You just need to own like 5 or 6 separate DLCs, and the mods kind of link it all together. So, it's certainly possible. Just make sure you've got the right pack behind it. But yeah, if you're looking for kind of really long extended routes, look at perhaps Train Simulator for that kind of level. Now, very shortly, we're actually going to hit one of my favourite parts of the entire UK rail network, certainly scenery-wise. So that's when we cross the River Medway, as well as the Chatham Main Line on a track level below. So that is just here. So there's 2 lines that kind of meet up around, well, this is going to be Strood into Chatham. But yeah, that here is without doubt my favourite part of the entire UK rail network. It looks absolutely stunning. It up being actually slower than the train can, so we'll do it like this. Here we go. Across a bridge, and down below, across the River Medway. Yeah, this here in real life, my favourite part of the Southeastern, of any train network in the UK. It does look gorgeous. To be fair, Train Sport, whoops, going way too fast now. Train Sport's creation of it, while not perfect, doesn't look that bad either. Again, Train Sport, certainly for the scenery, is pretty good. And that's kind of the benefit of using an Unreal Engine, compared to the older Train Simulator, which ran on its own proprietary engine from the Kuju days. This had that chance to kind of develop and expand. But yeah, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Let's play for Train 12. I would at some point, Joe. Just gonna wait until it's kind of... I'm going to wait for it to mature a bit before I jump on to Explain 12. It looks alright, but I've heard very mixed reviews from it, and therefore I'm going to wait until I sit down and play. 22 miles now from Ashford, which is where, well, this is as far as we'll take it. Of course, like I say, train would then run around all the way to Sandwich, and from Sandwich, curve back on itself and run back into St Pancras via Faversham, Chatham, and then Gillingham into the high-speed lines at Edsfleet. Now, if you like your rounders, South East is just for it. We've got the Slade Green rounders out of Charing Cross and Cannon Streets that run a round service all the way through London. We've got the high-speed rounders as well. If you like your rounders, South East is now what to go for. Start and stop, just where you started. When I hop into the Phoenix, already starts the FB. Make sure you run the Phoenix tool in the background. New Zealand, if you're not running it, it won't work. If you have LGB, you also love TGB on Southeastern High Speed. Yes, so I have got LG Medway on yet, and the answer officially, New Brooks, is yes, that train would be compatible on high speed. Because that has the in-cab signalling, same as so this train, because it runs on the high speed lines in UKHS1, this runs on so CTR Rail, the Channel Tunnel Rail Link, which is the essentially the company that owns and maintains this line. But this runs on ETCS, Eurotrain Control System, so this train has all the European controls and signals, and therefore... Oh, they actually started raining now. Let's actually look at rain effects. Where's my wipers? And so because this train... Bear with me... Fans, wipers. Oh yeah, so this train could run on the European network, and European trains can run on this network because they share the same signalling. Why does that keep going for Trains World 2 and 3 rather than the USFS style, which is updating game every time with what updates? That, I must admit, I have to speak to Dovetail Games about. So, a lot of what they're saying is, because the fact that this is a core sim upgrade, so they've updated Unreal Engine alongside a lot of other features as well, they can essentially use these core upgrades to package it as the next level of the train sim, but any routes you already own, you keep within different upgrades. So, for example, I own virtually all the routes in Train Sim World, and every time I have Train Sim World 1, I've kept all the way through to Train Sim World 3. The only route that never made it was the original North East Corridor, which was Newark to somewhere via New York Penn. Which is a shame, because it's actually a pretty good route, but that one had a few problems which they couldn't use. They had a few problems they couldn't transfer across. But yeah, so it's down to Dovetail's idea of core upgrades, and it was pushed out as a new platform. Some variants. Purchase deluxe version tonight, around 85 gigs, going to take around 6 hours. Cool. I mean, I had this was 124 gigabytes. Took about an hour and a half to download. But so, for example, if you already own high speed Southeastern High Speed from Train Sim World 2, you don't need to purchase it from Train Sim World 3. You'll have it already with the route upgrades as well. So you have the upgrade to Ashford and Dartford as well. So any routes you already own, you don't need to purchase again. I think same for the Cajon Pass as well for the American route. If you already own that in Train Sim World 2, no need to purchase it again, because that transfers across with the sim. Now I've got to be careful, because knowing that it's raining essentially makes these areas really slippery, and that affects the brake in the train. So all of a sudden, we'll say 1.5 miles to stop this train from full speed. This is about 2.5–3 miles. I need to be a little more careful, so I'm going to slow down at this next station. Your Southeastern High Speed, Train Sim World 2, uninstall Train Sim World 2 storage. No, so you don't need to install Train Sim World 2 again, Elliot. You can uninstall that, if you're behind, it's done. everything you own for Train Squad 3 is going to be a separate installation. Start again with that. In fact, when I finish the stream tonight, thanks for reminding me, probably best to install Train Squad 2 since I now can move on to 3. Welcome, Aussie Coffee Bean. How you doing on the channel? Welcome to chat. Good day. Good day. How are you, mate? Yeah, so if you're on Xbox, Xbox automatically links your DLCs from 2 to 3. If you're on Steam, Steam automatically links 2 to 3. The only one I'm having a problem with is PlayStation and Sony, and that's where they're now bringing together like a new add-on manager because Sony have got some issues. Well, I can't explain something about if you're on like some of the Facebook groups, essentially there's always a moan about Sony and PlayStation where they really limit developers what they can do. But yeah, there's an issue with the actual add-ons in Train Sim Worlds. Well, with a few games with Steam, including Train Sim on PlayStation, including Train Sim World, and so they're currently putting together an add-on manager just to kind of simplify that process. But if you're on Steam and Xbox, there's no problems. Whatever your own, straight away transfers, no questions asked. So we'll finish this route on high speed. We'll then do a class 465 network local run to Dartford because again, I absolutely love the class 465. Then we'll do a run on the German ICE, and then we'll do a run on the Cajon Pass. Yeah, no worries, idiot. Always happy to help. Yes, the Baker Lines had an updated timetable, as well as updated passengers and numbers. Rush hour, I suppose it feels a lot more like rush hour now, so I might do a short run of the Baker Line as well later on if there's time for it. But for now, we'll go for the Pole Core Quentin's Train Sim World 3. And have a look at what differs from that. So, now approaching Ashford International. And then very shortly after that, the split between the Southeastern services and the Eurostar services. Eurostar continue on through to Dover in the Channel Tunnel. And this run will then run also around through Dover on Southeastern. So once again, we get here, try and remember the map now. It gets Ashford International, and then it kind of bends to the south to run through Folkestone, West and Folkestone Central, and into Dover Priory. Yeah, so I have got deluxe Elliots, and that's why it goes 124 gigs. Also, all the previous DLCs I already owned, I believe also have updates as well. So there's a few things I had to update with Train Squad 3. Alright, 225 flashing, reduce down to 200. Because of the rain as well, I'm looking at the timetable. I think we're still on time, but certainly didn't gain anything last run there. Flashing, so we bring it down to 160. On the left there, that's going to be the one of the local lines. So yeah, in terms of what's new, this bit on right now, that's all new, and also a much more extended northerly route through. Where are we with that? So there we go. That's absolutely international. Scraping down there, through Northfleet, through through Northfleet, and then all the way into Dartford, which is in the end line at this point. It's 4 platforms. Welcome Daniel, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat. Which ones are doing PMDG versus Zybo versus Level Up? Probably not at the moment, Daniel. Probably not at the moment. Just Flashing down to 100 at this point. Trying to coast at this point. Not too bad, action. How are you doing today? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat. Hope you've been alright, dude. Frame rate. Even the rain right now, solid 60. With the FPS counter on the right there. Can't really see because my mouse is not showing apparently. I should have captured cursor. There you go. 60 FPS. Let's look at 130 miles per hour now. Kilometers per hour, sorry. It's on CS. What we'll do is reduce down to 100. Acknowledge that we are bringing the train to a halt. Drawyah signal, which means we are now approaching single yellow. That leads to a red. And that leads us to our terminating point. Right now, action, we are approaching Ashford International. We'll be doing a flight sim stream on my next scheduled day, which are very well publicised. Cool, the rain really has picked up a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, you can see from external view as well, the wipers, we did a bit of action. Right, approach station now, so probably think about slowing down the pretty rain effects. AWS. Oh, it's thunder outside in real life. Well, that flash. There we go, doors open. So at this point, that's as far as we're going. Oh, that is loud. I do love a bit of thunder in real life. I really do. I really do. Is line length 1-to-1? Yes. So the line length is 1-to-1. You can follow real life timetables and services with the sim. There you go. Right. So platform. What platform number is this? Platform 6 for the 12:14 Southeastern service to Sandwich. Again, so you go. Silver medal, level 103, yeah, 103. Level 15 in Southeast, level 16, level 18 on the class 395. Return to free roto. Platform 6 for the 12:14 Southeastern service to Sandwich, calling at Ashford International, Folkestone West, Folkestone Central, Dover Priory, Martin Mill, Walmer, Deal, and Sandwich. This train is formed of 6 coaches. So yeah, at this point, I'm not being kicked off the train because I'll try to take it over as it's scheduled departure time, so I'm going to stay now. It leaves at 14, so any moment now, should shut its doors and go make its way towards the next station. Let's spring a little bit again, so I'll simply cover that. So I like it. Map, anything for us to discover? Nothing on this map, I won't see. Yeah, nothing for us here. Right, let's head over to the main menu. Let's do a local service in Southeastern. Watermark Elliot, do what you want. Your channel, your layout, your stream, ultimately how you want to get it, how you want to make it feel. For me, to draw a logo on the top top left is just for the sake of branding. Whoops, I've no idea, just pressed that. I'm considering something. Now this is going to go through on the scenarios. We'll do scenarios later. Bear with it. Bear with it. Oh, where's it put us? So obviously we're on the German routes. It's the name of the track. Shouldn't be here, to be honest. Hopefully no trains are approaching. Yeah, so we're in Germany now. Next train is arriving at 8:52, so another 40 minutes for train here. Over here, next train arrives at 41, so we've got another half an hour to train ever gets it. Let's not do that. Right, let's go over to the trains, pick a route, and get another one in Southeastern. So again, one of the new routes. Expanded routes this comes with. So timetable. This time we're going to do it in the ever glorious class 465, which I absolutely love. See, for example, I say the TGV duplex is compatible with the Southeastern network. So Paris International, France, it's formidable. It's a special router from Paris to Ashford. So yeah, essentially this is like a fancy. Hey, look. I mean, to be fair, we have in the UK had an ICE train pass through. The ICE 3M actually ran into London as a testing service to see if it was viable for German trains to run the UK network. Test passed flying colours, but ultimately no subject came from it, which is a bit of a shame. Right, let's do Gravesend to Dartford. We'll go on the outbound. Gravesend to London Victoria. That will. Charing Cross, Gravesend. Do you have any Gravesend to Charing Cross, perhaps? Gravesend. There you go, Gravesend to Charing Cross. 15-minute journey, and that covers just the whole new expansion. None of the bits we've already seen before. Weather. Let's make it a light snow. Go on then. Don't make weather light snow because I said the weather effects are one of the big shiny stars Train 3. One of the nicer features of Sim. So we're going to ride between Gravesend and Dartford. Let me get a calling pattern up. Platform 0, right in front. And Gravesend to Dartford. So let's go from here. So, platform 0 for the 16:03 Southeastern service to London Charing Cross, calling at Northfleet, Swanscombe, Greenhithe, Stone Crossing, Dartford, Crayford, Bexley, Albany Park, Sidcup, New Eltham, Mottingham, Lee, Hither Green, Lewisham, London Bridge, London Waterloo East, and London Charing Cross. This train is formed of 8 coaches, which would now be a 4-car train. As it is 8 cars. Right, let's get train prepared. So master key in, reverser forward. Doors are locked on the left. Set the tail lights to off. Headlights to day running. Make sure the safety systems are all active. Always important. No need to range fans, it's quite cold outside. We will activate the regenerative braking, which sounds really nice. And cool, that's all looking good to go. Go away. Yeah, proper Southeastern documents that. Don't have the phone number. Never tried any of these. 0207 946 2908, 0207 946 0703. There was one somewhere, I can't remember which train it was, but actually they had a phone number which was 0118 999 88199. How's it go? 0118 999 88199 9119 7253. There you go, that's the one. It was an old joke from IT Crowd, which actually is quite funny. Alright, so you can go back online now. We're going to set the wipers, which are down here. Train had got speed set. I'm not going to use that. Don't think you need to use it in real life anymore. Apart from that, we should be pretty good to go now. Cool, lock the doors, and that's the parts. So, close the doors. There's left wheel controls, right wheel controls are over here. Now, this is a class 4659, which means proper Metcam motors, VVVF motors. in fact, notice now that people are wearing umbrellas, or holding umbrellas, because again, all the clothing or the outfits are dynamic to the weather. No more t-shirts, everyone is wearing a jacket, everyone is dressed for the cold. In fact, I'm just going to go up right now. So even passengers have a bit more life to them. Just small details that just... It adds a bit more life to the sim. So that's from the perspective of passengers. Next station is Northfleet. Yeah, Vigilant there for us. So speed does increase to 45 now. So there's a rear of the train past that post. We'll slow set the speed up from there. So this bit we've already seen before. This is the exit out of Gravesend. As far as we go to before, that will be essentially a siding coming up shortly on the left hand side, which leads over to the high speed network. These trains aren't compatible because the high speed rail runs on overhead panel, over catenary. These only run on third rail. So if train got it on there, got lost. It could run as far as the international station, but no further than that. Had to revise it out. So left hand side coming up now, we've got a siding, or another track diversion junction. Normally we go to the left, but for the new extension Startford, you now go straight ahead. Go. So I'm not going to international, going high speed, since the F-15 already starts at that point. You could make a moving run if you wanted to. Juicy Orange, currently loving this, favourite game right now. Very good, very good. That's it for me. So it's a busman's holiday. I work on trains, I go home, I play Train Super Boy. I'm next to a station now. Actually breaks active. Completely forgot about Northfleet. Yeah, we're not going to stop at the station. Whoops. Because I see, we're not even properly slowing down. This is just wheel slipping all the way through. Completely forgot about the fact that I'm stopping at the station. Well, I've just lost my job. No. Whoops. I'm slipping. No, in reality, if the driver missed their stop, they'd be. Well, you'd call the signaller, explain what's happened. A mom would call on site to take control of the train. You'd be taken off duty, breathalyzed, and then 4 reports to explain what's happened and why, on this occasion, we overshot the station, not just by a little bit, but completely the entire train's length. Yeah, sorry people of Northfleet, I completely forgot about you. Which is quite funny, because I actually recently went to Northfleet. Had to pick something up from there quite recently, so... Went to the S-Fleet, walked to Northfleet, and decided it was just easier to set train back from Northfleet rather than getting a high speed back. High speed for experience. I wish, well I don't really wish. So I'm speaking from the point of view that I work on a railway and have an understanding kind of how these systems work. But yeah, not something a driver ever wants to go through. Shut up. Yeah, I do adore these Class 465s. Lovely, lovely trains. Okay, a bit grotty in interior nowadays. Certainly the trains themselves, the sound, the engines, they're lovely trains. I do like these a lot. Yeah, the Metcam VVVF motors, which these things have, the 465/9s, they are very, very gorgeous sounding. Right, Doors locked. Fine, I'll sit. Right, we're a bit delayed now. Shipments was going a minute ago. No gangways need better looking as well. True, no gangways in these trains, just big old bulgy fronts. Look really good, although a bit of a mess when you hit the middle of the train with the sun. Spad. Oh boy, I know. Let's restart service entirely. I know what happened there. So because I had to go back on the signal, I've just passed right. Yeah, no, that yeah. Officially, I have probably now lost my job. Oh boy, this is why I drive narrow gauge trains, not full size trains. Right, let's him reload. Right, let's get back into it, shall we? Right, master key on, train forwards, doors unlocked. On. Off. Day. And that's fine. And this time, we shall stop at Northfleet, hopefully. Yeah, well, the gangway doesn't look as pretty in the front of the train. It's nice to have their uses, and that you can then change the side of the train you're on, change unit, pretty much on the fly. Two red lights, that's good. Train's Charing Cross. While we wait, we'll go through the point pattern again. So, platform 0 for the 1603 Southeastern Railway service to London Charing Cross, calling at Northfleet, Swanscombe, Greenhithe, Stone Crossing, Dartford, Crayford, Bexley, Albany Park, Sidcup, New Eltham, Mottingham, Lee, Hither Green, Lewisham, London Bridge, Waterloo East and London Charing Cross. This train is formed of 8 carriages. Welcome, William, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat. Same so dude, hope you're keeping alright. We'll now close the doors in preparation for departure. Might be a Great Western train actually, the class 166 I had the phone number. Potentially. I might actually give one of these phone numbers a call at the end of the stream, like, we'll see who answers this. Right, next station is Northfleet. This time we will be stopping. Only very with regard, which are non-existent in the Southeastern. Incorrect, Sturgis. The metro services, so trains like this won't have a guard, but certainly the long distance trains and the high speed trains, whoops, I'm fast now, will have them. So if you, for example, catch a high Southeastern train from, say, Charing Cross to Dover Priory, with Ashford International, if it's a class 465, there's no guards. If it's a class 375, then those will have guards on board because they're on different links within the Southeastern network. Southeastern, Southern, Northern, ScotRail, Avanti, LNER, and a River Train for Wales all run with guards or onboard managers. I don't know about Transylvania Express. I know Great Western is, well, Great Western's Class 800s have onboard managers. The 375s do not, sorry, 385s do not, I believe. What's on the right hand side of the cab? You've got a secondman seat, an emergency brake somewhere over there as well, probably behind. There you go, emergency brake. You've got a third rail circuit breaker. Please get onto the line, and a fuse box. So there's a few fire extinguishers. And also door controls on the right hand side. Now once again, because of the weather right now, also be a little more pronounced with my braking, so I don't expect the train to be particularly great slowing down, especially the current weather conditions, which is snow. And actually quite heavy snow as well. Right, now approaching Northfleet. I need to get this. Certainly worth a look, Maximilian. If you like trains, then Train Sim World is definitely worth picking up. If you have Xbox Game Pass for Windows or Xbox, then this is also included in Game Pass free of charge. So, if you have Game Pass, also if you have Game Pass, 100% worth a look. What's not to enjoy? Right, this time we are stopping at Northfleet. Far more appropriate speed. Nice and gentle. Like I say, don't want to be going too fast on the ice at the moment. Late car set, you can use the full length of the Northfleet platform. 8 and 12 car stop markers, just the end platform there. Yeah, third rail and snow don't often go hand in hand. In fact, I see a couple of years ago where Southern Southeastern end up having the trains stranded in the middle of the network, and eventually has to decide to use the track and escape points to just get off the trains. Not exactly the smartest thing to do ever, especially when there's third rail live electricity everywhere you go. But yeah, there was like 4 or 5 trains stranded in the snow and ice. And after 4 hours of waiting, passengers eventually just had enough, were revolted as such, and then by their own means of escape, left all the trains behind. Right, look at the doors. Next station, Swanscombe. Looking at that. Yeah, so that's kind of where Underground's 4th rail method comes in. So you're right, third rail's got, in this case, it's 750 volts for third rail. 25,000 kilovolts for the overhead rails AC. Yeah, the earthing point on third rail track is the rails themselves, so they get a negative, if I remember the maths right, something like negative 230 volts on the third rails themselves. On the 4th rail, it's the middle rail that takes all the earthing. Okay, a bit too much braking there. Alright, how you doing? Welcome back, dude. How you been? Alright. Right, release. See a broken fence. So everyone's train driver's job is to repair fences. Shut up. Turn you off for now. Manually open the doors, you can do so by that, so on those control buttons there. And just reset it, open it, force the door open too. Right, Lock the doors. Sure, using your Tiki self-safety systems, but for the sake of me driving, we won't do it. Yeah, so anyone train is near just to our right, because that's when the negative voltage is active from the train wheels themselves. If there's no train around, then the running rails themselves stay pretty neutral. Yes, the Train 3 does also include the Spirit of Steam add-on, which is Liverpool Lime Street to never remember where, but yes, Spirit of Steam trains are also included in Train 3. That comes with the Steam Pack and Premium Pack. Fortunately, not with the Game Pass. If you're in Game Pass, you get the standard routes, and you get the Steam trains to enjoy with that, I'm afraid. Station Green Hive for Blue Water. Don't remind me, I just finished work, like I say. So an entire shift working with real trains, just come home and now play with virtual ones instead. Slow down a little bit earlier for this one, I think. Because again, at this point, we're not running a railway. This is a slip and slide. The real train should have made a platform. Can't fix, that's we won't. Train and icy running, yeah. Train and snow. Train. What just happened? Did you win? What? What did I do? Well, on step 3 braking. That was not so buttery that. I genuinely don't know what I did wrong there. Apart from missing the station. What did I do? Okay. That's what the Würzburg it is. What are the training modules for? What does it be now? I want to do an instruction for the bicycle. Okay, I don't know if I can. Is it unless it's a scenario? No, it's not. Okay. I genuinely have no idea what is wrong there. Train just flipped on me. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's not do December. 13th, let's do September. Yeah. I have no idea what happened there, but that should not have happened. Okay, well, this is the IC route. So this is Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg, running on this case the ICE1, which is a massive upgrade for Train Small 3. And hopefully, I remember how to drive this thing. It's been a while since last popped into this unit, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult. Where does one begin? Right, so, let's see if I can remember this. Train line's on. There's much in the way of a master key, rather you take control of the cab, which is done via LCP, shunting controls, release. Down here. Right, emergency brake valve, emergency power, no. Magnetic braking, wiper, timetable, dimmer. Yeah, tell you what, I'm going to go on the, let's set this train out on the, what do you call it, it's the training bit, so I actually figure out how the ICE1 works. So this is the original high-speed train on German network, introduced in the 1990s. The trains, train depot, pick a train, the training module for the, there you go, BR401DB, the ICE1. Introduction, 10 minutes. Still a loss what happened there. So yeah, we'll do a training module, this time for the class to DB4, the BR401, the ICE1 train, German's original high-speed units.
In this training module, you will be taken through the operation of this BR401 ICE1 high-speed train. During this brief introduction, you will be covering the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
Right, let's then, shall we? Open, step on the door, close the doors, take a seat in the driver's compartments.
Take a seat in the driver's. Firstly, you will need to set the reverser.
That's it, reverse goes in, that's what we do separately. Master switch lights come on, headlights sets to...
Set the headlights to let others around you know. Activate the brakes with the brake key.
Activates the loco.
Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
And that is a handle down here. Unlock ground side doors.
Close the doors before departure.
So, up with ground side. This is the training centre. If I move into the middle of the map, it gets to the roundhouse. Essentially, where all the fun is in this map. They're relatively decently sized. This direction takes us to the central concourse, as such. There's the lake, nice little pathway, and that's it, it's negative. This is the second station, this is the metro bit of the training centre. There's the concourse, has to running around the outside. There it is. So yeah, this is the training centre, Train Sim World 3. It's a gorgeous looking map, it really, really is. If you spawn in kind of on the walkabout mode, it essentially just fills all the tracks with trains and locos and units. And it's just an open playground for you to play around with all the trains. I really, really adore this part of Train Sim World. In fact, we'll do this. We'll do a couple of runs in the in this train, and then we shall do a walking tour of the training centre.
The train is now ready to depart. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving. You'll be doing one circuit of the training centre and aim to come to a stop back at this station again afterwards.
Thank you. So, train brake, move to running. throttle apply to reach 7 times per hour. Don't worry too much, train just set up requires the throttle AFB all the way forward and LZB does the rest. Well, I've never really done LZB, so hopefully Jus really want to guide me through it today. Whoops. That hasn't worked. Come on, Jus. What have I done wrong? I'm shouting in German. Never been able to do German trains. Never been able to do them. God, Jus. What am I doing wrong? What have I done? And then we'll apply power, so it's some shouting me. Mac, how's the game? So far so good. No problem is, to this day, I've never ever switched on the left. Stop shouting at me. Put race into emergency and then release again. Start the train. I can't do German trains. PZV, LZV, I've never been able to understand. Oh, great driver gets sacked. This right, I will. Let's try it again, shall we? Again, AWS I can do. The French Euro train control I can do. The American one I can do. But for some reason I have never ever been able to get my head around an LZB PCB. It looked too difficult to know. For some reason I just never.
When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
Open, jump in, close you, jump in.
Take a seat in the driver's seat.
Forward, right, brake.
Active. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
Alright, okay. I've set up LZB and PCB again.
Close the doors before departure.
Right. Cool, try again, shall we?
The train is now ready to depart. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving. You'll be doing one circuit of the training center and aim to come to a stop back at the station again afterwards.
Throttle up. See, safe to release, restricts that. That means nothing to me, I'm sorry. What does it mean? 85 miles per hour, 85 miles per hour flashing. I presume that's the line speed here. At least this initial bits. Nope. Just straight into that again. And then I drive fast at 45. Let's say 45! Press PZB until the 85 speed stops flashing. Hang on. Right. You guys are teaching me. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna do this together. I'm gonna get my head around it. Now it's time to do it. We're in the when we're in the safety of the training centre, not in the middle of a high-speed run with passengers on board. Yes, we get the
in this training module, you will be taken through the operation of this BR401 ICE1 high-speed train.
Right.
During this brief introduction, you will be covering the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard to get started.
I'm sure this training module also has a proper tutorial list as well. Just a little bit on it. I know Matt Pendleton as well from Dovetail has also done a very good tutorial video on this, so listen to it. Right, forward, boop, boop.
Set the head.
Boop, boop,
Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
And boop.
Close
Right.
the doors before
Systems
departure.
active. So I need
The train
to
is now ready to depart. Release the brakes and apply some
acknowledge,
power to
release,
get
or
moving.
override.
You'll
Which
be
one's-
doing
which
one
one's
circuit of the
try?
training center and aim to come to a stop
middle
back
one,
at the
so
station again afterwards.
Death threats, try, and right. Okay, try is the middle one. Right. So I need to acknowledge. That's not flashing anymore. Okay. And then crossroads forward. BMT, thank you very much. Strike today, no service to the part. Reason actually that's because it's Thursday in September. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's... So, hang on. Remember not to drive fast. Where's it telling me 45 kilometers per hour? That's the bit I can't see. I don't know this. I don't know this train. The flashing. Why is it flashing 85? It doesn't say 45. Okay. It's not flashing anymore. Right, so set PZB first. Recommend setting AFP to 40 kilometers. Oh yeah, because it changes the automatic speed control as well. Which is somewhere. Right, I should know to drive faster than 45. It's not going flashing. I presume 85. It's 85 speed limit now. That's my guess. Or does 85 not mean anything?
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress
And
and
driving train yourself for real, flying airplane for real.
keeping to speed
True.
limits
Very
is
true,
important.
Kibas.
If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force using the train brake.
Right, now you go high speed. Okay, right.
Built between 1989 and 1993, the ICE-1 was Germany's first high-speed intercity express train. Although it looks and is operated like an electrical multiple unit, ICE-1 train sets consist of 2 Class 401 power cars and up to 14 intermediate cars. The ICE-1 has a maximum operational speed of 280 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, it's a great little train, this. I'm fairly sure I've been on an old IC1 at some point in my several trips to Germany. I've never gone long distance though in Germany by German train. I've done Hamburg to... I've done Copenhagen to Hamburg. That was a... what do you call it? That was a Danish Railways train, the IC3. No experts, but yeah, flashing 85 means 45 kilometers restriction, it only means no restriction. It's just again, there you go, right, something's flashing, what do I do? What do I do? Panicking now. Okay, the brakes have applied. Suddenly it started flashing red and now it comes to a halt. There's a signal we should acknowledge. Press all the buttons! No, it's not going to work. Okay, right. Well, I now know how train works. We're ready for passenger service. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. Yeah, I don't know German trains. Right, choose a route. Let's give it a go. So we're going to go for Schnellfahrstrecke timetable. Doing the ICE-1, the BR401. Select. And we'll do the service from Basel to Berlin, starting at Fulda to Kassel. Yeah, don't worry, Ace Maker, I'm not driving safety systems. I'm doing this all solo. If I even had an ounce of knowledge of this terrain, maybe I would. But one day, kind of, eventually in my own time, I will just sit down and just learn safety systems and figure out how it all works. But today is not that day. Use LZB makes your life a million times better. I don't trust any of it. Right, okay, let's do this. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. It's already shouting at me. I didn't even turn it on. Door's up to the right. Let's do this. Welcome, Pumpkin. How you doing? Welcome, channel. Welcome to the chat. Tens there, dude. Right, so welcome to this place. Welcome to Fulham. There we go. So Fulham's the Castle. It's about a half-hour run on this. Station's calling at only Kassel. Okay, so no intermediate stops. Just going to run the full length of this line. I presume if you own some of the local trains, for example the Doppelstockwagen, then there are local services you can then do in this route. But for now, we're going straight in with the full service. AFB control F. That's it, yeah, control F, and then I can then adjust the speed with. Hang on. Headlights, headlights, and train line. All these, isn't it? Pantographs, circuit breakers, traction, air compressors. Switch somewhere. That gives you the actual train's speed control somewhere down here, if I remember. Left ear throttle. Ah, yeah, that one. Right, okay, right. So, line speed is initially 100 km per hour. So set the speed to 200 km per hour. Control F, I can then there goes F and adjust the lever, and Control F doesn't do anything. Right, got the doors. Set the breaker, yeah, and then braking separately on the strain. Right, hopefully. So AFB speed is set. This is autonomous, needs to be tested before every new departure. Roger that. Heading to Melbourne for Sydney on Australia's new yes, the XPT. I'm well aware of the XPT, the HST units out in Australia. Right, so there's the AFB speed selector. In somewhere should be an option. I'm sure there's a options, settings, keyboard. Controls, right, key controls, locomotive, on foot, camera, turntable, locomotive, right. F is cruise control, R is cruise control. Must be a cruise control toggle, there you go. Cruise control toggle, control R. Got it. There we go, right. So if I do AFB off, AFB on, set speed to 200 km per hour. Hopefully now that should hold us at the line speed, provided that's been set up correctly. Ah, bear with me. Throttle off. There we go. So throttle on 0, set on the AFB, set the speed you want, and now you can see the blue mark speed on the UI here, and that sets your cruise control speed, your AFB speed. Right, AFB I remember. It's coming back to me now. What's not coming back to me is LZB PZB, but I'm getting back there with the cruise control. So line speed's increased now to 200, so all we've got to do, flick dial up, and now adjust the speed control to the line speed 220. Cheers, Ace Maker. You've been a superstar today. Thank you very much. Same to you, just as well. Always flying. I will try to explain to you at some point, but not at the moment. I had very mixed reviews about it. Yeah, no, it's alright. You take care, dude. Hopefully this run doesn't make headlines. Well, this line certainly won't. The southeastern one, which somehow managed to derail itself on the platform, that one will have green high. I'm not quite sure how I did that. Yeah, cheers, Ace Maker. Much appreciated. So this is the new route that comes to Trains and Worlds. This is Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel to Würzburg. This is 186 kilometers long. Let's get desk lights on. And yeah, just overall, really fun to drive. Headlights, I'll turn this down a little bit, I think. This one. It's all backlighting, isn't it? Backlighting. There we go. Oops. So this is when the AFP example shows train speed. All I've got to adjust it depending on what the lighting requirements are on the service. I'm not going to do safety systems. I'm going to figure it out at some point in my own time. Cajon stations. So on this line, there's only 3 stations, I believe. So it's not exactly the most. Well, it's only the biggest route in terms of actually having stopping services in terms of waiting for that. But there are some services that take a bit longer than just the 30 minutes to go from start to finish. But again, we'll spend time in the future kind of exploring all of that. For now, this is just our first look. And like most Trains releases, the routes are great, the trains are great. It's the driver who has no idea what he's doing most of the time. And that's what I love about it. The Schwanzbremsung is something like GPWS in aircraft, which tells you when you pass the speed limit. Okay, interesting. I like the overspeed alarm as such. Not too fast, so on this occasion, it's just going to kick in your emergency brakes and bring to a halt. Again, one day I will learn German signalling, because when it's working it's great, certainly from a real life aspect where trains go so fast and so far. I mean, AWS in itself, it's a basic system, it works, but it's relatively basic. Signal not green, train will beep at you. Every 5 minutes, train will beep at you. Basic, but that's the job. American's kind of similar in that it will give you the speeds to follow and then requires you to speed up, slow down based on the speeding requirements. But it's far less strict in that you get a bit more, I guess, breathing room to adjust the speeds as required to speed up or slow down depending on the route requirements. And at the same time, as long as you acknowledge it within time, no matter how fast you're going, it won't penalise you for it. This EasyBLZB, very, very strict. It's more than 5 seconds, and then it will just penalise you for everything. And that's what I've got to learn at the time. I'm sure route knowledge as well probably helps a lot when it comes to learn their systems. It's funny to watch this German movie where, yeah, no worries, Pumpkin, like I say, eventually I'll get there, eventually I will, but that day's not today. Speed limit up to 250, 260 even. Let's increase the speed to 260. 250. Trainers as well, actually. So the RTE1, the PDBR401, is one of the new trains that's used to train some yards. This is the new route, new train. This is brand new, and yeah, just overall, when it's working, it's great. As I say, it's the user that's the problem, not the sim. First station is half bad, half better than the Americans. Well, I guess I do. Oh, that's expensive. If I see it this angle, great choice for that. Best angle to see. Yeah, I mean, I've travelled quite a bit in Germany, so I had a chance to go get myself used to it. Also, I play obviously too, so all your German names, places I can pronounce through that. I've been in Germany a couple of times. I've been to Berlin on 2 occasions. I've been to Hamburg. I've been to Actually, I think that's it. I've been to Berlin and Hamburg. I'm going to Frankfurt in a couple of weeks. Frankfurt. So in fact, I'm going there next week. I'm going on Wednesday, Tuesday. So Monday, yeah, Tuesday I'm going. Wednesday to America. Flying to America with Lufthansa. Going out to JFK, walking back to Temple Right. Very excited for that. That bridge you went over to Wagram. Oh really? Interesting. Okay. Well, this is a local route for you. I presume you've been on the train to get to grandparents' place. 67 kilometres to Kassel Wilhelmshahe. Platform 3. Platform 3. Right. Yes, many times. Over the bridge. Problem is, this camera's actually slowed in train now, so I'm able to catch up with it. You get it's just hands going to the driving away from you. The EFB itself, very, well, it makes life a whole easy again. What that's doing right now is holding speed, so in this case it's a diamond button on that. Yep, it's not a diamond, that's speed requirements. So what it's doing is it will use computers on board to calculate the speed of the train by braking and throttle, getting as much speed as possible. When speed drops eventually, reduce the AFB speed down to where it needs to be. The train will specify braking. As you approach the stations, switch off the AFB and just manually brake it as you arrive at the station. So another 62 minutes to go until we get to Wisconsin and then we're going to Charlotte and we'll reach out. So that's later on. So far, one more relaxed drive. Enjoy the ICU1, prepare for a day of shenanigans tomorrow. Tomorrow it's not too bad. Get up, get to work for 9 AM, do my shift, got what I need to do, finish it around 5-6 PM, head home, and then do preparations for the American program, I guess. Try the IC3, so about as well. I've used the IC3 a couple of times on trains, so that was quite a big issue transport too. Up into Colne and the other routes shops. Yeah, the ICE3M, which is the international variant of the ICE3, and obviously the ICE3 itself. Very good trains to drive. Had a lot of fun. Certainly need something to finish this channel again in a couple of weeks. So I really want to get a bit more trains on this channel, especially Trains World 3 is released. Trains World 2 I'm a bit dry on. I do want to focus on this channel in the future, so hopefully we'll be able to do that bit now with TSW 3. Other than that, so far so good again. No mum, no hands, trains doing everything automatically for me. No complaints, no questions asked. It's all about cruise control. Again, it's one of my favourite features of the ETCS, the Eurotrain control system, because that, for the most part, does wheel speed control for you. You as a driver, it's just set speed to follow that of what you need. Fortunately, the Class 25 Javelin doesn't have the AFB system, but then again, the actual level high speed network itself in Southeast, HS1, probably isn't particularly long enough to really justify the need for it. progress wise, we're about just over halfway there now. Very south and very north. That's what it gives you. Ooh, that reminds me. Hey Google, reminds me in 20 minutes buy father train tickets. I was flying out tomorrow, I was buying the train tickets to Stansted. Yeah, I saw your, excuse my French, Dizzy comment. I don't quite know what you said. That's what I saw, excuse my French. There you go, loco route. So those trains stop at a few stations, also a lot slower. We're playing this library so often, sorry Dizzy, just because I'm busy doing other stuff as well. A bit naughty. Okay, excellent driving. Wow, is that what a real train looks like? Certainly does, Pretty. Certainly does. PVR 401 ICD 1 service, running in Germany. Is there a metro map? Not necessarily for this one, but if we did Bakerloo line service, for example, then yes, there would be more of a metro map to look at. Can we actually access the passenger cabin for this bit? Yeah, there you go. It's a bit dark in here. There we go. Do you have any in-cab maps? Probably not in this service. Train at ICE 374 from Fulda to unknown Nach. First class compartments, and we've got your standard class seating arrangements in these trains. The announcements are fluent German. Let's see what I can look up for you. This is a Berlin to Basel to Berlin service. Oh boy. Das ist der ICE 376 von Basel nach Berlin. Die nächste Station ist Kassel-Wilhelmshaven. Das ist der ICE 376 von Basel nach Berlin. Die nächste Station ist Kassel-Wilhelmshaven. There you go. Good German station. Yes, this is Chase World 3. Okay, awesome. Also, it's very loud supportive voice. Okay, you just have. Ooh, you are right. You just turn this down a little bit. Bear with me. I'm playing a very loud train. Compared to others. Is that better? Should be better now. I'm going to do it one more time in German. Das ist der ICE 376 von Basel nach Berlin. Die nächste Station ist Kassel-Wilhelmshaven. Nah, he didn't say. So 5 out of 10. We've got 30 kilometers to go now, so at some point soon we will think about our slow down and stop into our next station. . 4-0 FIFA actually. Very good. Lee, how you doing? Welcome to channel, welcome to chat. Haven't seen any other streams, but you can tell they're good. Cheers man, glad you're enjoying it. What's the difference between Transport 2 and 3? New menu, fancy weather effects and a training centre. And this route and train, some extra stations on Southeastern, and all your previous yesterday already own, transferred across Train Small 3 free of charge. So whatever you own, you get to keep. Oh, that is a bit of pretty scenery there as well. Let's go for this view. Again, some of these bridges are gorgeous in the sim. Oh, so gorgeous. Actually, now I want to ride this line in real life. I'm going to actually go to. Oh. Next time I trip in Germany, I might try and run between Basel and Berlin just to enjoy some of this. 27 kilometres, should be arriving in approximately 14 minutes now. 14 minutes to arrival. Oh, for those of you who are in Germany, like you, Pumpkin, congrats for being here pretty much now 1:45 in the morning. For the rest of you, still 1:45 midnight. You're the real people, the real lads who stick around to the very end. Nah, I was hoping to stream a bit earlier on, but of course I had the issue with the sim updating 124 gigabytes of stuff, so it took a bit longer to get going. I think the announcement's cabin in German. Okay, let's see what I can do for you. Oh boy. Wir begrüßen Sie an Bord dieses ICE-Zuges nach Berlin. Wir bieten einen guten, pünktlichen Service. Wir werden bald die nächste Station erreichen. As you can tell, German is not my strong point. Probably not as bad as my Gaelic. There's some really bad pronunciations in my Scotland videos, but that's certainly not in the top 10 languages. Right, 20 kilometers to go. Some point soon, start preparing ourselves to slow down. Could you do a video comparing the speed of all trains? So I could at some point, Owen. People interested in learning more about the trains themselves and their speeds and operational requirements and limits. Then again, if people want a small series on this, it's something I can definitely do. As I say, I'm really interested in more trains on this channel. Get more of a... Certainly again, Thursday weekly streams I want to do again. I really drops out. It's just... Again, for some reason, I don't know. I don't think so much I fell out of favour of train sim. It's more of a case of, because I work on trains in real life, all of a sudden, doing streams on trains became a lot of effort, because of course, I work on trains, I play trains, I never get a break from work. But, nah, I say, I want to do more trains on this channel, and hopefully something I can try and push more over the next couple of weeks. So, stick to the kind of usual flight sim Wednesdays and weekends, and then Thursday bring up train sim, and then kind of over the next couple of weeks, throw in a few videos, throw in a few live streams as well, and just bring a bit more variety back into it. Again, as if you guys are interested. I certainly would like to, and I hope some of you guys are interested in looking at it as well. Around 15 kilometres. I'd certainly be interested in actually see if the students do kind of slow down for us, and also at what rate they do so as well. ASDF, I like trains moving and intensifies. I like trains. I like trains. How's the song go again? Never said a word, not even to his parents, not a single sound was heard. But on the first day of school, the teacher asked his name, and all he ever said was, I like trains. I like trains. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you know the song. Rest in peace, Ed Chords. The inspiration for the character, so passed away cancer a couple of years ago now. Right, so very soon, start with our preparation to slow down into Kassel at Wilhelmshaven. I think it's just sing that entire underground song in German. Well, I already did it in English, censoring all the bad words, because again, PG channel, lol. There you go, 4 kilometers, 108 kilometers per hour. So I'm actually start setting out now because it's a little while for the brakes to get into play. 180, the electric brakes will into play, and turn very slowly, get that speed down. To another 9 minutes expected arrival, 7 kilometers. At like high rate of speed, we do 7 kilometers in about 4 minutes, if that. So nice and early slow down for this train. In miles per hour, it's 360. Cool, that is fast. I guess that's one of the big things that makes train travel so exciting in Europe. Because the speed of it's so high, it's a lot of fun to do. I've done high-speed travel in Europe. It is great. The UK unfortunately quite limited due to its infrastructure being being over 150 years old now. Slowly I can therefore try and push a bit more for speed, so that's if HS1, if and when that ever happens. But yeah, train travel in Europe has always been exciting. But I'd love to go to Japan as well at some point. And there's the old Shinkansen's out there as well. My brother's done it. He absolutely adores those trains. And again, as a rail worker, I'd love to see how they do it on the other side of the world as well. Proper high-speed trains going at just under 500 miles per hour. Crazy, crazy stuff. Who has seen this film, Bullet Train? I loved that film. I mean, I've seen the originals. There is a Bullet Train film from like 1960s that was really badly dubbed into English. It's a Japanese film, which is a completely different story plot line like that. But no, the original Bullet Train film was fantastic. Shinkansen Daibuka, which is like emergency on the Shinkansen. But no, the new one, Brad Pitt, absolutely fantastic film. Highly, highly recommended. Yes, and of course, yes, there are the hover trains in China as well, which are, well, technologically, really, really good. Need to, if I ever get myself to China, also give myself a chance to ride one of those as well. Right, I'm going to knock this off, that comes off, and the throttle goes down to 0. And this went manually, take control of the throttles and braking. And to station around 6 kilometers per hour. Station now in sights. Oh yeah, as well, shout out to Germany for those €9 tickets as well. Great initiative. Got a lot of people travelling by train. So that's in the tourism sector as well. Nice and gently. Bring it to a halt, just before the end of the platform. Perfect. Doors reduced on the right. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Welcome to, I have to read it, Kassel Wilhelmshache. Kassel Wilhelmshache. 14 car train. Quite a long unit there. So over on the right hand side, you've got inbound talents coming in. Radio DB. And there you go. Not bad. That. Not bad at all. Trains again. The AFB did pretty much all. The AFB did all the work for us. But hey, we made it to the end of the run without derailing a train. Hooray! Alright, back to the main menu. Let's have a look at the training centre. Welcome, Fernando. How are you doing? Your channel. I'm chat. How are you today, dude? Teams 195 cool. Welcome, Iron. How are you doing? Right, let's go to the training centre. Let's have a look around the store on foot. Start in the centre, and again, make a nice daytime there. Again, this is a work of art. Training centre. I absolutely adore this. Absolutely adore this. Defo is derailing off. You should have gone back to my southeast a bit, Dizzy, where I managed to flip a train on the platform at Green Hive. Yeah, welcome to Train Centre. A lot of fun stuff for in position right now. We'll go inside, have a look around, and then we'll take a train out for a spin. So head to the front entrance. Doors will open. Yeah, so basically this is just Dovetail's artists having a bit of fun, just putting together a really funky little map. Just this is gorgeous. This is really, really gorgeous. Out the back as well, there's some more trains around this side. Trains, trains, and more trains, and liveries as well. That's hang on. Network Southeast. That's from the livery. That's from the livery shop. The creators updates. Hang on, I'm like a close look at that train if I find myself away. Yeah, is this the? Have I? Yeah, I've left the centre. Let me go back in. Sorry. I need to book in for duty. Imagine it in-game. I'd love to hear announcements on this sim at some point, Ayan. I think that's all down to the licensing requirements of the company to give Dovetail all the sound assets they need for it. That's not an easy thing to do. Right, yeah, so just bear with me. I need to go back the other side. That story's job in his flawless German. Yeah, Dovetail, if you're watching this, give me a ring. I'll do all the German announcements for you. No questions asked. Yeah, when I say no questions, I mean just don't ask me any questions about it. It's going to be terrible. Right, let's run over to the Network Southeast train because that just looks really good. See, I downloaded that off of the livery design thing a while ago. This is the original colours for the old networkers. Gorgeous. Right, hopefully I know how the train actually works. So, jump inside, step on board, close that, button. Right, so this is considering set. Master key on, train forward. There we go. We're driving. It's worth buying. Again, I like it. I like it. Even the train centre itself is a gorgeous map. This. Yeah. So essentially, for the 465s, you just activate the auxiliaries, and that just allows that just powers train on. Auxiliaries off. That cuts all the power. So you can see train cuts off now. So I'm going to train. Auxiliaries on. And that just turns train on. Probably wait to come to a halt before I do that. Power off. We're just broken the train. Right. Okay, off, off, off. Let's start the con back again. Right, auxiliaries on. About a few seconds. On, forward. I've broken it. Oh no! Broken my train. Because the loop has to be turned on. Since I try to know that. That's it. Right. Auxiliary off. Auxiliaries on. Hold that for a few seconds. Yeah, I have broken it. Right, let's abandon this train. Let's find something else. We have class 66 over here. Train sense colours, very nice. This is another really fun one actually as well. So, whoops. Jump on the front. Let's take a seat. Oh, this one actually. That's on. That's set. So we could go in slow control if we want to. Steer quality control on, set the speed to 3 miles per hour. And then overhead panel, set the slow control. Start that, and then move the train into throttle position 3. And that will run it limited if it was turned on. Okay, right, let's turn the train on. So I need to activate isolation to run, engine on, generator on, fuel shop on. Hold the start for a few seconds. Okay, see smoke coming out of it. There we go. I know my trains. So you've got this slow speed control to run at 3 miles per hour. Hang on, no engines are running. It should be running now. Exit that. Select. There you can see here. It will increase the train slowly to run at 3 miles per hour. Probably just give it a second to let the engine start up actually properly. So it's not running very healthy engine at the moment. Let things just cool down a little bit. That's what I can do. That comes off. Train to neutral. Does it lock stat? Oh yeah, okay, fair enough, it does. Cool. So I'm a lot healthier now, so I can go to the brake lever, release the brakes, which is a valve, so you actually have to hold pressure into the brakes to set and release. So release the brakes. Make sure that's released, that's on. There we go, we're doing it. Breaking trains now. What do you think of all that then? Well, like I said, apart from the fact that I have no idea how trains work, Trains Command 3 actually doesn't do a bad job actually doing trains. Parking brake, parking brake. There's the parking brake. There's no parking brake, I don't think. Probably is somewhere, I'm just blind. But we're moving, that's what I care about. There you go, you go straight down the speed test. There must be brakes somewhere. Anyhow, parking brake off. Never go wrong with a shed. Never go wrong with a shed. Headlights are controlled on the hot lights. Don't the hot lights. It's the light controls, which are there's warning lights. Oops, we're sitting down the junction. There you are. Headlights. That's to day running. And then, yeah, let's stay off for now. Turn it on if I want to. Nope, see the line there. Let me off. There we go. What do you stream? I stream on PC, Ran. Flight sim, train sim, all your favourite sims. Let's restart that and pick another train. Let's I wonder if the TGV's on here anywhere, the LGV Mediterranean units, the duplex. If that's around, I'd love to get that drive as well. That's another one that's always a bit of fun to drive. Right, do we have a duplex? There's Southeastern High Speed, so surely... There's a 375, so there's the Electrostar, there's the networker. A couple of American freights in the background, another Car 66. There's an ICE3 behind that one. Give that a go. Pop in. Booking it today, Cassel playing it. Same here, Troll. Same here. Always a bit of fan of train sim. Right. Let's see if I get this one going. Right. So, if I can remember how this one works, we plug in controls, wipe speed controls. Reverse forward. Make sure there's a complete power off stage. Right, it's PCB, don't touch that at all. Pantograph up. Circuit breaker. Close. Yeah, this is not even powered that far yet. Right. Lounge windows, air cons, something, coupling. Right, I need to find the auxiliary switch for this train. The battery off. No, battery on. LCB, PCB, C-Flag on any of those. There we go. Systems are alive. Right. Reverse forward. Brakes release. Okay, raise pantograph again. There we go. That's connected now. Circuit breaker closed. Everything's blue. And train moves forwards. There we go. ICE3. I remember this train. Do a brake on that in place right now. No, not necessarily. So what we'll do actually is I'll set the AFB now to say 100 kilometers per hour. Let's control. Control. I'll just turn this thing on again. That's most of my time in the train centre. It's just basically me mucking about and just learning how things work again. What was it? Cruise control, toggle was control R. I'm doing alright. Keep breaking them. No, we're running, Troll. This one I do have an understanding of how to drive. Don't you worry. It's not all bad with me. It's not all doom and gloom. There are some trains I have got some understanding of. Yeah, I see E3 being one of them. Same unit you get on the E320s on Eurostar. This is the newer Eurostar train. On the exact classification of these trains, but yeah, these ones aren't too difficult to get your hands around. You should do the one. You should do the one that you break down next and try to break it again. Oh, was that the? No, that was the ICE. Oh no, that was class 465. That was the networker. That one, I actually can. I mean, well, that was just an auxiliary switch. I must admit, I'm not quite sure why I can get on working. Also, I'm going to hit the brakes now because I just realised we're running straight into a dead end right now. Probably a reason why it's near 60 km/h speed limits. This train slows down. What I will do is I'll switch that reverser to off. Oh, cut the brakes on, didn't you? Okay. Right, that goes to neutral. That should deactivate this cab. There's no key controls or anything like that. Door controls, wipers, wiper speeds. Nope. So that stays off. Open that, load the pantograph, and let's change it over to the other cab. Actually, I can done by pressing. There you go. Right, now on the other cab. Circuit breaker. Oh, that goes forward. Panto up. Circuit breaker closed. And that means now to take over this cab, which I can then set points for, which is the access to the main line. Let's get onto. Not a great track for that, have we? Can we access it from any other position? Straight, straight. Make a left onto there. That guides us into this lane. This is back on ourselves, which to be fair is not a bad loop. Okay, we'll do a tour of the depot in this train. So, straight, pushes onto the left, keeps us on the left. I need to get onto that line there. So that point changes, that point changes, that point stays the same, right, and that gives us a nice little run over here. Train's on the left, run to the back. That point needs to go to the left, that points to the left, that point changes over, and then that runs onto that line, and then that can go straight, nope, that changes as well, and then that runs onto a loop, nope, that one, that runs onto a loop, perfect. Right, track is set, let's get going. So maybe that brake's released. I don't think it's shown as a parking brake as such. I feel like it's definitely like heavier than I remember it. Could be wrong though. Right. Oh, there's your FB switch. So move down to that one. There we go. And then if I set it to 40 km/h, that then keeps it holding at the line speed. Let's see better track. There we go. AFB set. So all the points set. I'm jump into the passenger seats. Let's enjoy a tour of the training centre, probably from the left-hand side, since that's got all the best trains. I think from the map's point of view. Yeah, more trains on that side. So over there's stuff we've already seen before, which is the freighter and loco units. Over on the left, what else have we got? So we've got a class 375, class 395, class 465, a couple of American units behind it. That's a no idea what the American train names are. That's a class 66. Over to our right hand side, we've now got a class 465 again, another ICE 3, that's a 3M with the green front. That's a DBBR 185, German freighter loco, another class 395 Javelin. That's an ICE 1 DBBR 401 loco haul units. Over on the left, we've now got American freights again. Weapons as well in position. Right. Whoop. Oh. Braking trains. What I do best. Right, so I want to try and find a TGV unit. That's when I really want to get a drive on. If not, do a quick run of the LGV Mediterranean route again. Yeah, I seem to be good at that. It's my one passing trade, breaking trains. Right, is there anything I can spot obvious on the map? Not necessarily. That's loco freight or EMUs. That's a 4-car unit over there of some sort. That's just a loco. The answer is not necessarily. Nothing that stands out glaringly obvious as a. Maybe not then. Maybe not. Right. How about my menu? Let's do one more run of Southeastern, this time in the 375, starting at Dartford and preferably without derailing train this time. So one more run. Choose a route. Southeastern High Speed. Although it's not really high speed anymore, it's like a mix 50-50 between high speed and standard. There it is. Timetable 375. Let's start off at Dartford. Be London, Victoria service to Ramsgate. That no. Assuming difference grade Fox Hidings, great. London. City Charing Cross or Cannon Street starter. Cannon Street's Dover Priory. I want Cannon Street's to Shillingham. Oh, sorry, Gravesend. That's what I wanted, sorry. No, mate. Gravesend. Oh, ignore me. No, has to be a networker, because those trains don't run out of... Yeah, sorry. It's 465s and 376s that run into Gravesend. So, do a Charing Cross to Gravesend service. 16 minutes. It was only 12. How so? Same route. Okay, we'll do Charing Cross Gravesend, and then we'll call it a night. So that's instead one last time. And hopefully this time, with clear weather, we shouldn't be derailing trains at random points. Or at least that's what we hope. Right, let's do this, shall we? Master key on, train forward, AWS on, clear that. Don't press the auxiliary buttons, so that breaks the train. Doors release. Let's have a look around. So this is Dartford. This is the last station, Zone 6, on the Oyster network for South East on this end. And I've got to say, the station recreation is fantastic. One thing I'll give Dovetail full credit for, the scenery in the stations look great. No doubts about that. No doubts about that at all. So we should get a timetable for this run. So starting off at Dartford now. Terminating at Gravesend. And what platform are we on? We're on platform... Doesn't really say, does it? Platform 4. So, Platform 4 for the 14:11 Southeastern service to Gravesend, calling at Stone Crossing, Greenhive, Swanscombe, Northfleet and Gravesend. This train is formed of 8 carriages. Right. 3 in, and train gets moving. Yeah, the graphics are nice, troll. Graphics are very nice in the sim. So again, this is part of the new expansion of Train Sim World. This is part of what is essentially new with this southeastern bit. To be fair, I'm glad they've actually included a lot more of the slow lines as well, because say this bit of track, out of Dartford, one of the busiest in the UK. So it's for commuter passenger rail, and yeah, Yeah, the modelling and the scenery just looks really, really good here. Really, really good. So, all we're running on, apart from the very final bit into Gravesend, which is down here. Well, this is new. No. So, Owen, you do not need to pay for the expansion. If you own Southeastern Train Sim Mod 2, the expansion you get for free. If you really want to, train does have also speed sets. You can set the different speeds. In this case, line speed right now is. Yeah, there is a. Yeah, there is a way to set it up. I believe. Hang on. We'll try next station. We'll get Stone Crossing, and then for the next run, we'll try to use the speed set and do class 4 stuff. I think it's just a case of when you're stationary, set the speed you want, hit the mouse controller, and then yeah, the train will then move on from there. Right. So 50 miles per hour. Now approaching Stone Crossing. I hope so, Troll. I really do. And Train Sim Mod as a platform, Celsius is not going for it. That's going to play their cards right. Do a lot with this one. I mean, what I've loved to have seen is an expansion to Great Western Express. So perhaps the Greenford branch included, Heathrow included, but wouldn't necessarily have the right trains for it. I'd love to see perhaps go as far as Didcot Parkway or Oxford. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, Great Western's route. I'd love to see more. Well, I'd love to see more love given to in future. I mean, I've redone the trains for a Dovetail. The Class 166 sounds fantastic now. The dynamics a lot slipperier than they used to be, so I have to relearn how train drives. But for the most part, certainly a good start to Great Western. Welcome, Melbourne. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to chat 10 today, dude. Doors release. Welcome to Stone Crossing. Yeah, stations look absolutely fantastic. Ooh, forgot my headlights. Doors locked. Next station, Green Hive for Blue Water. Touch wood, we should get there without any problems this time. Last time we were in Green Hive, the train exploded. Still don't know what I did there, but the train exploded. Yeah, should be chill today. Should be chill. Again, there's no snow, conditions are great, we should get there no problem. Having said that, probably now jinx what's about to happen. But hey, we've got a little while to go. Well, about a mile to go until we find out. Right, so static car sets, push a little bit further towards the latter half of the platform. Those platform side monitors there were for the 4 car sets. Until ourselves with these ones for the 8 cars. And 10 and 12 cars go to the very end. Well, maybe not. Tend to go further. It's not these ones apparently. Fair enough. I mean, not that platforms, not that they work or anything like that. Again, well, that more difficult to get working. Essentially, all you'd be doing is rendering extra frame rates for monitors that you'll basically only look at once. An image perhaps would have been pretty good for the monitors, but slicing not a live feed, that'd be way too much of a frame rate killer for this sim, or any sim to be fair. The closest they've got was for a turntable out in the original CSX Heavy Haul. Sound patch grade, but that was a frame rate killer. They never really did much more of that. Oh yeah, Welsh Transport I'd love to see Owen. Certainly the lineup to yeah, Bangor to Polyhead I'd love to see. Including stop at everyone's favourite station, Clanvire, Puella Gwingid, Gorgeg, Control Blancio, Silo, Gogogoch. I'd love to see that in Train Sim. It's in Train Simulator, not yet Train Sim World. Good old Clanvire PG. I've actually got a keychain for that station. I visited it in real life last year. Quite a little town. Cardiff to Meisterdag would be good. And what's the line that goes via Pontypridd Royhead northbound? And that's quite a scenic one as well in its own right. Entering the valleys. Next station, Swanscombe. So Swanscombe, Northfleet and Gravesend, where the train terminates. Again, interesting position to hit 10 car stop, 10 car stop markers. What's over there? In fact, I don't think it even lines with 12 car monitors. No, it's just in no man's land. Don't know if they were all live, maybe they are. There's 12 car stop marker to nothing. Yeah, those are the only monitors on the platform. Interesting, interesting. I've got a job 610 out the door for this one. Was locked. Safety once the trains departs. It gets too close to the train. We'll pioneer the line, please. Thank you very much. Next station, Northfleet. I don't recommend using in real life, by the way. I really don't. You should stay inside the train at all times. Now crossing overhead, the high-speed line, Southeast High Speed Eurostar. Down there's SD International. In fact, if I move around so you probably see it in the window corner. There you go. There's a station for SD International. And we are now approaching Northfleet. Yeah, so last year I did a trip to Wales. Started off in London, went to Clonfire, Pwllgyn, and Javelin to Goch. From there, went back myself to Bangor. Bangor, took a bus round to Aberystwyth. Bus to Portmeirion. Then from spent a few hours in Portmeirion, took another bus down to Aberystwyth. Spent that in Aberystwyth, took a bus down to Bridgend via Cardigan. Oh, Bridgend. I went to not Haywardon. I went somewhere down the south. Where did I go to? It's on the south-west coast. Oh, that's a fast train. I think you're not stopping now, you're passing through. Where did I go to? Map now. So, started in London, went to Clonfire PG. From Clonfire PG, back myself to Bangor. Bangor, a bus round to Portmeirion. Portmeirion, another bus to Aberystwyth. Spent the night in Aberystwyth. Bus down to what's that? Haverfordwest. Bus to Haverfordwest via Cardigan. Train into Swansea via Carmarthen. Then Swansea, another train to Bridgend. Then from Bridgend, another train into Cardiff. And then from Cardiff, took a train down to Barry. Was it Roos? I think it might have been Roos actually. Spent the night there. The next day, through from Cardiff airports to Belfast City. Spent the day in Belfast, and then took a plane from Belfast City down to Durham Tees, and Durham Tees a train down to London. That was quite a trip. I'm just going to try and get a map of my journey without revealing too much about where I live. Probably not possible to do because I'll show you exactly where my address is, which I don't really want to do. I'll do that perhaps. Kind of. Right, so day one. Whoops. So yeah, took a train up to Bangor, to Clonfire PG, Clonfire PG back to Bangor, bus round to Portmeirion. The next day, Portmeirion to Aberystwyth. Next day, Aberystwyth down to Haverfordwest, Carmarthen to Swansea, Swansea Bridgend, Bridgend to Cardiff, and it was down to US. Down to it was Roos, and then sent it to Cassel International, and then next day I'd say let me get next day up without showing my address. Now I'm actually in the line, so it's also going to scream at me. Next day, flew from Cardiff up to Belfast, spent it in Belfast, flew to Teesside, and Teesside trained back down to London. It was an interesting trip, that. Over 3 days. Oh, I've been all over the UK. In fact, bring that map back up again. This is everywhere I've visited in my life. So, I've been all over the UK. Maybe that's a red signal. That's going to spad me, isn't it? Why did the signal thing not pop up? There we go. Ooh, 5 yards. Right, we'll wait for a signal to go green. Yeah, so that's where I've been in the UK, Scotland, been up to Shetlands, been up to Barra and Stornoway, done Dublin, done Northern Ireland, done the Channel Islands, Cornwall, Isle of Scilly, north of Spain, south of France, Paris, Switzerland, Milan. Don't remember going to Lyon. Zurich I've done Berlin, Hamburg, Copenhagen, Poland, quite a bit of Poland, Vienna. In fact, I've been right on the... this was a couple of years ago now, but I went to Helm. Spelljets. I've been to Helm, which is right there you go, Helm, up here. And this river is the border between Ukraine and Poland. I've stood on that river. First been to Ukraine. Wish them all the best. Hopefully not too long now, things return to normal there. Done a couple of islands in Greece, done Tunisia. I've been to a few places. Next off for me, like I say, next off for me is Paris, then Frankfurt, then New York. Longest flight I've been on, 4.5 hours, London to Tenerife. Next week it's going to be 8.5 hours, Frankfurt to New York. So in a week's time, I'll beat that record. And if you go past the record in real life, then what happens then? So in real life, the train's automatic brakes will kick into play. The train comes to a halt. It turns out your train will then lock itself for 2 minutes. It's the driver's, I guess, recovery time. So there's a term for it. It's like the driver's reflection time as such. But yeah, the control will lock for 2 minutes. You'll then contact the signaller to explain what's happened. They'll call a MOM out, a mobile operations manager, to then drive the train to the next station. It will then be taken off duty, alcohol tested, drug tested, and then you have to write a report on what happened. And then, depending on the seriousness of the nature, you'll either be retrained or sacked. Oh, freight train. Very flashy tail lights. Yes, you do. Alright, nice and slowly. Bring it to the end of the platform. Do I work in the rail industry? I do. Further Heights, yes, I do. I work in railway. I'm a train, dispatcher, customer service, and getting on operator. Cool, that'll do. Unlock the doors. Lights off. Tail lights on. Wheels offline. Braking position 3. Reverse. Yeah, I need to keep this on mine so I can close the doors in a minute. So as I close the doors, I can set the reverse to off, and then master key gets removed. There we go. What did we get? Silver medal? We got a gold. Didn't expect a gold for that one, but I got a gold. Go on, level 105? Nah, not this time, I don't think. No, level 16 and 14 on the train. Not bad, that. Sounds better than my first couple of runs, that's for sure. Right, reverse off, master key off, and then exit train myself. Also check the back, make sure the 2 red tail lights are active, which they are. Do train tracks get regularly checked? Should do. Depends on what network rail funding and availability is like. The recent crash in Salisbury, somewhere south of England, was due to rail contamination, as network rail missed their check the night before. But yeah, it's one of the things that, unfortunately, availability is not always there with British Rail at the moment. That's one of kind of the reasons why a lot of the rail staff are striking at the moment. But hey, that's sorry for another time. So yeah, that brings us to the end of our video today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at Train Squad 3. I mean, I've really enjoyed it so far, even though I've probably broken more trains than I've ever done in my life. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, definitely worth picking up. So, I'm now heading off to bed, it's midnight, I've got to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if it's already. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you soon for some more training some action. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Good night.